Every day I stand by my mother's side, helping her in every way, but her love always skips me, going to my brother and little sister. And it breaks me inside. I wake up before anyone else usually because the kitchen is cold and I can hear her coughing sometimes and I just can't leave her alone, not when I know she has to get ready for the day and she's tired, and I keep thinking if I just make the breakfast first maybe she'll notice me this time. I chop the vegetables slowly because sometimes I just stare at them thinking if I mess up she'll notice. She'll say something like good job, but she never does. She never looks at me the way she looks at him or her, and it's so stupid because I know I shouldn't care, but it stings. My brother, he walks into the kitchen and she smiles like I don't exist, like my presence is just air, and my sister giggles next to him and I laugh too sometimes just so it doesn't hurt as much, but the laugh doesn't reach my eyes and I can feel it. I wipe the counter again even though it's already clean because I want her to see me working, to see that I'm trying, that I'm here, and she just keeps talking to them, asking them how they slept, what they want for breakfast, ignoring me like I'm not part of this house, like I'm not part of her heart, and I keep thinking, why do I do this? Why do I keep trying? Maybe she's always been like this with me, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not lovable in the way she wants, maybe my love isn't the right kind, and that thought makes me feel hollow. I remember last week, I carried the laundry up the stairs, folded it neatly and placed it in the rooms, every single sock in its pair, every shirt perfect, and she walked past me without a word, went to him and said, "Come help me pick the clothes," and I just stood there, holding the last shirt, staring at the wall because I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't even feel anything for a second. And sometimes when I'm washing the dishes, I hear her talking to my sister about something funny they did at school, and I want to tell her something too, something that happened to me, something small, but I stop because I know she'll just nod politely and turn back to them, and it's easier to stay silent, easier to just scrub the plate until my hands sting. I think about my twin sometimes, how we're the same age, same blood, same home, and yet she loves him differently, the way she doesn't love me, and it feels like a knife twisting slowly every time I see it, every time she hugs him tighter than she hugs me or listens longer when he speaks, and I tell myself I shouldn't compare, but I can't help it. I can't, and at night, when everyone else is asleep, I sit in the kitchen, the dishes finally done, the floor swept, the counter spotless, and I let myself cry a little, just a little, and I whisper to the silence, why am I not enough? Because no one will hear me, not really, not like I need them to. Sometimes I imagine leaving the house for a long time, just going somewhere where she can't ignore me, where she can't choose anyone over me, and it feels good for a moment, like maybe she'll finally see the hole she leaves in my chest, but then I think about him, about her, about my little sister, and the house feels smaller and emptier than ever, and I don't know, I just don't know. And in the morning, I wake up and do it all over again because that's what I do, that's who I am, the one who cleans, who cooks, who takes care of her, who smiles even when it hurts, who loves quietly, invisibly, and maybe that's why it's so painful, because love shouldn't feel like being invisible, and yet I stand there, day after day, chopping, stirring, scrubbing, hoping for a glance, a word, a touch, and when it doesn't come I just swallow the ache, swallow the disappointment, and pretend it doesn't matter. Even though it does, even though it hurts so much I want to scream, but there's no one to hear me. Sometimes I wonder if she even knows me, the real me, the one who hurts, who feels, who waits for her love to land somewhere near me, and it never does, and it makes me tired in a way that no cleaning or cooking can fix, tired in a way that sits in my bones, and I just keep going anyway, because if I stop, if I let the hurt show, maybe she'll notice, maybe she'll finally care, maybe she'll finally love me, but I don't know if I can risk it, because every time I try, I fail, and it's just easier to stand here, invisible, hurting quietly, helping her anyway, and that's my life, day after day. Side by side with the woman who made me, who should love me first but doesn't, and the ache is constant, like a shadow I can't shake. And sometimes I wish it would just break me completely so I could feel something else besides this longing and emptiness. Some mornings feel heavier than others, like the air itself is pressing down on my shoulders, and I can't even move properly, not until I get up and start doing something, anything. Because if I don't, if I stop, she'll notice and she'll sigh or maybe frown or maybe just ignore me, and that thought makes my chest tighten. I make the bed the way she likes it, corners tucked in, pillow just so, and I walk out of the room trying to act like it was nothing. Like I didn't spend 20 minutes trying to get it perfect, and she doesn't say anything, she rarely does, and I just nod to myself and whisper good enough even though it never is. Breakfast is a ritual, a performance, a balancing act between getting everything right and staying invisible, because if I falter, if a pancake burns, if the toast is too dark, if the tea is slightly bitter, she'll notice but she won't see me, she'll just mutter and move on, and I take the criticism, the glance, the sigh like a lesson and try to do better tomorrow. My brother? He can spill the milk and she'll laugh, she'll scold gently but there's warmth in it, warmth that never comes my way, and I keep cleaning up after him anyway, putting the towel back, wiping the counter, trying not to let my resentment show, trying not to let my shoulders slump, but they do, sometimes, and I feel small and tired all at once. And my sister. She's younger, she's 15, she gets away with almost everything, she talks, she interrupts, she cries, she laughs, and my mother's face softens, melts, and I do everything quietly, silently, hoping for just a flicker of that warmth for me, and it never comes. Sometimes I catch myself holding my breath when she's around. Like if I stay invisible long enough, maybe she'll forget I exist, and maybe that's safer, because the other way hurts too much, the constant ache of wanting her attention and never having it, of performing endlessly and never being seen. I remember last week, the living room was dusty, the carpet littered with crumbs, and I spent hours cleaning it, vacuuming, scrubbing the corners, moving the couch even though my back ached, and when she walked in she smiled at him because he was sitting on the couch reading, smiling like he belonged there, and I wanted to melt into the floor, disappear completely. School, chores, errands, her endless needs, they pile up and I carry them all, and somehow I still feel like I'm failing, like my efforts are invisible, like I'm invisible, and sometimes I just want to scream I exist too, but the words stick in my throat, clinging to my fear that if I speak, it'll make nothing worse. Sometimes I imagine telling her everything, all the hurt, all the nights I cried alone, all the moments I wanted to run away and be noticed, but I can't. I can't, because the moment I do, it would break something fragile, or maybe she'd laugh, maybe she'd tell me I'm being dramatic, and I can't risk it, so I keep it inside, fold it carefully, put it away with the dishes and the laundry and the meals, and it's exhausting, every day, carrying this weight, this expectation of being perfect, of being invisible, of keeping the house together and her life smooth and calm, and still not being her favorite, still not being the one she notices first, still not being the one she loves differently. I watch her hands as she moves around the house, how she hovers over him, brushes his hair back, laughs at her jokes, listens longer when he talks, and I sometimes imagine ripping those hands off, keeping her attention for myself even for a moment, but I can't, I never could, so I just bite the inside of my cheek and keep cleaning. Sometimes I think she doesn't even realize the weight she puts on me, the constant, invisible pressure of trying to be enough, the endless work, the endless waiting, the endless hope, the hope that never lands, and it makes me ache so much I can't breathe, and yet I keep going. And at night, when the house is quiet and she's asleep, I sometimes lie awake and think maybe I should stop, maybe I should let it all fall apart, let the dishes pile up, let the room stay messy, let her see what it's like when I don't carry everything for her, and maybe then she'll notice, maybe then she'll care, maybe then she'll love me. But then I remember, I can't, I won't, because even if she never notices, even if she never loves me the way she loves him, the way she loves her, I still care, I still try, I still clean, I still help, I still stand by her side and carry her world even when it crushes me inside, even when it makes my bones ache and my heart heavy. And so I do it again the next morning, the next hour, the next moment, because that's what I've always done, that's who I am, the one who carries the weight, the invisible one, the daughter she never notices, the daughter she never chooses. I was folding the laundry yesterday, the same way I always do, matching socks, folding shirts, lining up the pants perfectly on the shelf, and I heard her laugh from the living room, and it wasn't for me. It never is, it's always for him or her. and I froze with a sock in my hand because it hits me like a punch every single time. He was telling some joke, probably something dumb, and she laughed, leaning closer to him, her hand brushing his shoulder, her eyes soft like she's looking at someone she made the world for, and I wanted to step in, wanted her to see me too, wanted her to laugh at me like that, just once, and I couldn't, and then my sister ran past, tripped over nothing, stumbled into her, and my mother caught her, hugged her tight, whispered something in her ear, something I'll never hear, and I wanted to scream, wanted to yell, wanted to shove her away and say what about me, but I just stood there folding the shirts, the laundry suddenly feeling like lead in my hands. It's not even big things sometimes, it's small glances, small touches, the way she asks him if he's hungry, the way she pats her head before school, the way she listens longer when they talk, the way she never does any of that for me, and I feel this hollow, empty space in my chest that I can't fill no matter how much I try. I remember yesterday, I tried to tell her about the math test I had. How nervous I was, how much I studied, how scared I was to fail, and she nodded, distracted, checking her phone, and then asked him if he needed help with his homework, and I just left the room, my stomach twisting, my voice stuck in my throat, because why bother, why try when she won't even look at me? And it's moments like that, tiny little things, that pile up until they crush me, until I start to question if I deserve love at all, if I don't know, unworthy, invisible, a ghost in my own home, and I hate myself for feeling this way, but I can't help it. Sometimes I watch them together, her smiling at him, joking with her, guiding her hand, and I feel this rage and sadness all at once, like my heart is splitting in two and I want to disappear, I want to vanish into nothing, I want to be anywhere but here, standing on the edges of their happiness like a shadow, even when I do something right, something she should notice, she doesn't pause, she doesn't smile, she doesn't say a word, and I feel my efforts slipping through my fingers like water, useless, unseen, and yet I keep trying, because what else can I do, where else can I go, who will care if I stop? And there are nights, quiet nights, when I replay everything in my head. The laughter I'm not part of, the touches I'm never given, the attention that always skips me, and I press my hands over my ears because it's too loud in my head, too sharp, too much, and I can't stop thinking about it. I try to tell myself it's okay, that it doesn't matter, that love can't be measured by attention or words, but then I see them together again, and it's not fair, it's never fair, and I wish I could make her see me, make her notice that I exist, that I'm here, that I've always been here, standing, waiting, hoping, hurting. Sometimes I imagine asking her straight out why not me, but the words feel dangerous, like admitting the hurt might make it real, might make her choose. And what if she never chooses me? What if I shatter completely and I can't risk it, so I stay silent, I fold the laundry, I scrub the counters, I make the meals, I do everything and pretend I'm fine, and the hardest part is, I love her so much it burns inside me, it's raw and messy and I can't stop, can't change it, can't tell her to stop favoring them because I still want her love, I still want her attention, I still hope one day she'll see me the way she sees them, and that hope keeps me standing even as it tears me apart. And even in the quiet moments, when the house is empty except for me, I can feel it, the weight of not being chosen, of being overlooked, of being the daughter who doesn't get the laughter, the touch, the smile, the care that she gives them so freely, and I don't know if I'll ever stop feeling it, if I'll ever feel like I belong anywhere in this house at all. Sometimes I hate myself for feeling it, the way my chest tightens when she laughs at him, the way my hands tremble when she touches her, the way my throat closes when I see her smile at them and nod at me, and I try to swallow it, try to push it down, but it stays, like a stone lodged inside, heavy, impossible to ignore. I cleaned the living room again yesterday. Sweeping, dusting, arranging everything just right, and I watch her sit with him on the couch, brushing his hair back, laughing at some story, and I wanted to throw the broom down, kick it across the floor, scream that I exist too, but instead I just bend my head, keep sweeping, pretending the ache isn't there, pretending it's normal, and it's funny in a sad way because I still love her, I still want her approval, I still crave her smile, her touch, her attention, even though every time I get a glimpse of it, it's not for me and I feel this quiet rage, quiet resentment that I hide behind dishes and laundry and meals, behind a smile that doesn't reach my eyes. I remember one night. Last month maybe, I was doing the dishes, the sink full, the water warm on my hands, and she called him into the kitchen to show him something small, maybe a recipe, maybe a joke, I don't remember, and I froze, my hands trembling, the soap suds slipping, my heart in my throat, because she was showing him what I'd been doing for years, and it cut me in a way nothing else could. I don't yell, I don't cry out loud, I just sit with it, let it fester in my chest, let it simmer, let it become part of me because I can't risk showing it. I can't risk the shame, the dismissal, the "you're too sensitive, it's nothing," and so I tuck it away, neat and quiet, but it still burns, and sometimes at night I lie awake thinking about all the ways I've tried, all the meals I've made, the floors I've scrubbed, the homework I've helped with, the errands I've run, the patience I've had, and I feel this twisted sense of failure, not because I didn't do enough, but because it never mattered enough to her, because it never won me a look, a word, a sign that I'm loved. I remember last week, she asked my sister something silly, and my sister giggled, and my mother leaned in, hugged her, whispered something, and I clenched my fists in my lap. A tiny sharp pain, like a pinprick in my ribs, because I know that hug will linger in her memory and mine will not, and I hate that, I hate it so much it makes me dizzy, and yet I still cook for her, still clean for her, still stand by her side, still try to be the daughter she never prioritizes, because I love her, I can't stop, and I can't let her see the anger, the hurt, the quiet resentment that's grown like a weed in my chest, because if she sees it she'll either dismiss it or worse, she'll pity me, and I can't bear pity. I think about running sometimes, leaving the house, leaving the noise, leaving the invisible life I live here, just going somewhere she can't ignore me. Somewhere I can be the daughter I want to be, somewhere I can be seen, finally seen, and the thought makes me shiver with fear and hope all at once, and I don't know which feeling is heavier, and yet I stay, every day, carrying this invisible burden, this quiet resentment that grows inside me like a shadow I can't shake, a shadow that whispers you're not enough, and I whisper back I am enough even though it doesn't feel true, even though the shadow laughs, even though it follows me everywhere I go. Sometimes I catch her glancing at me, maybe noticing something small, and I want to run to her, hug her, scream for her to see me, but I can't risk it, I can't risk the rejection, the indifference, the reminder that she'll never love me the way she loves them, and I just smile, a tiny, broken smile, and go back to folding, scrubbing, cooking, pretending it's fine, and in the quiet moments, when I'm alone in my room, I press my hands over my face and let the tears come, let the anger come, let the hurt come, because no one else sees it, no one else will notice, and it feels like screaming into a void that only grows bigger, emptier, colder, and I sit there wishing she'd notice. Wishing she'd choose me, wishing I mattered more than I do, and so the resentment stays, quiet but sharp, hidden behind smiles and chores and meals, a companion that I can't shake, a weight I carry even when she's near, a reminder that love is not always given to the ones who deserve it, and I carry it anyway, because that's all I know, that's all I've ever known, that's me. I sit by the window sometimes, just staring out, not thinking about anything, not really, just letting the world pass while I try to remember if I even belong here, if I even matter here, if the person who gave me life sees me at all or just tolerates me like a shadow that can't leave. Yesterday I made lunch the way she likes it, perfectly balanced, flavors right, portioned for everyone, and I watched her smile at him, laugh at her, pat her shoulder, and I wanted to disappear, vanish, melt into the floor so she couldn't keep ignoring me, so she couldn't keep leaving me invisible while they get all the light. I think about leaving sometimes, just walking out the door, letting everything fall apart, letting her see the silence where I used to be, letting the house feel empty without me, and part of me wants to, part of me dreams about it, and part of me can't. Because I love her too much, because even in the hurt, even in the neglect, I can't walk away from her, not really, and the hardest moments are the quiet ones, when she's in the room but not really seeing me, when she asks my brother a question, laughs at my sister, and I sit there, still holding my plate, still holding my heart, still pretending I'm fine, pretending the ache isn't splintering me into pieces I can't pick up. Sometimes I imagine telling her everything, spilling every tear, every lonely moment, every day I spent invisible, every moment I stood by her side hoping for a glance, a word, a smile, and I can't, because if I do, if I speak, I risk everything. Risk the shame, risk the rejection, risk the truth that maybe she'll never love me the way I need. I catch myself wondering if she even knows me, the me that bleeds quietly, the me that aches when they get the warmth I crave, the me that hopes too much, loves too much, waits too much, and I hate that part of me, and yet I can't stop it, can't stop needing her, needing that love I never get. Last night, I cleaned the floors again, polished the counters, folded the laundry I didn't have to, cooked the meals, and then I sat alone, staring at the empty chairs, imagining a life where she notices me, where she chooses me sometimes, where I'm not just the daughter who does everything but the daughter who matters, and it felt so close I almost believed it, almost felt it, almost, and then this morning, I woke up, same as always, and she smiled at him, laughed with her, and I felt that familiar hollow, that empty ache, that quiet, simmering resentment, and I stood there, knife edge between loving her too much and hating the way she loves them more, and I didn't know which way to fall, and maybe that's who I am now, standing on the edge, holding everything inside, holding the chores, the love, the pain, the hope, the resentment, all in one messy, fragile self, and I wonder if she'll ever see me, really see me, or if I'll keep standing here, invisible, aching, quietly breaking, and maybe that's all I can do, all I've ever done, and sometimes, when I close my eyes, I can feel her presence, the one I've always wanted, the warmth I've always craved, the love I've always waited for, and I reach for it, stretch my arms out, and it slips through my fingers like smoke, and I'm left with nothing but the echo of a mother who loves everyone but me.